Grace, good morning. There you go. Blue skies all around, Grace. I don't know if you saw that crow flying through there or not, but anyway, Grace. Probably shouldn't do this first thing in the morning. It sounds like I've been out all night long at a comedy club, which I haven't been. Only wish. One day, Grace. Soon. I hope. I need 50 subscribers on YouTube, Grace, so I can post these live from my phone. I don't know if you have 50 friends or not, but if you do, please ask them to subscribe to this YouTube channel and or the Dave Scripts, Scraps, and Apps, if you don't mind. If you're not busy, if you've got nothing better to do today, if you're just hanging out anyways. You don't have to. Free will, of course, but if you want to see these live, have some live interactions, it's going to take It's going to take 50 subscribers, and I only have 11, so I don't like asking, but could you please get off your ass and get 39 other people? Just make it 50. A lot of people drop out real quick, so get 50 on there, and I'll get some live ones going, and then this won't be so fucking boring for me, hopefully. Anyways, that's the happy news for the morning. Coffee and cigarettes. What else does a so-called writer need? Grace. Anyways, personality differences linked to drinking behaviors in Alcoholics Anonymous members. So this is where AI and Tabitha could just clean up. Because AA, they want you to talk, which is good. They want you to talk anonymously, which would be good, except for they don't do it anonymously, so duh. Everything about AA is not anonymous. Nothing about it is anonymous. Whereas with Tabitha it is. I'm just saying, Grace. Shh. Get that whistle fixed to my teeth. I'll just get all my teeth ground down. Pointy bits. A study examining individuals with alcohol use disorder who participate in Alcoholics Anonymous self-help groups have revealed intriguing gender differences in personality traits and alcohol consumption. Well, that should have been pretty obvious. All this would be obvious to anyone that's just actually listening. Just go to a couple hundred AA meetings, and all the stories are the same. Different players, different characters, same story over and over again. It's been like that for 100 fucking years. And can nobody find a goddamn pattern? I'm just saying, Grace. Seems like it should be fucking obvious by now. Anyway, here's my little grumpy Grace. Still looking for those followers. It's nothing for my ego, Grace. I just want to post live. Is it too much to ask? The research found that women with higher levels of both positive and negative urgency, as well as lower levels of sensation seeking, tended to consume more alcohol than men. Tended to consume more alcohol. Pause. In men, those with higher levels of positive urgency were more likely to drink more. This study was published in the journal Alcohol. Alcohol use disorder is a medical condition marked by an inability to control or stop drinking despite adverse health effects on health, relationships, and daily functioning. It includes a spectrum of problematic drinking behaviors from alcohol abuse to alcohol dependence. Well, this will get me into trouble, but I don't give a fuck. Nobody's listening anyways. Withdrawal symptoms. I would I would wonder, or I'd love to see the data on how many individuals don't have withdrawal symptoms. I'm not saying it's a majority or anything, but I'm saying there's a percentage that don't have withdrawal symptoms. So why the fuck aren't we talking to them and studying them and finding out why they don't have withdrawal symptoms? Whereas other people do. It's almost like it's unique to the individual. Just saying, Grace. People are so afraid of AI. 6 traits of people who grew up in unhappy households. 25 self-worth and self-esteem quotes you needed to hear today. Well, this is what I need, Grace. All 25 of them. We post these up as shorts. Hope like hell. And get this going. 25 self-worth and self-esteem quotes you needed to hear today. These powerful words will remind you of your worth. Sorry, just thinking, Grace. Grace, do you sometimes question your worth? Does your inner voice whisper in your ear that you're not good enough? Are you dealing with something difficult that makes you doubt yourself? Well, what if we told you there are powerful words waiting to be heard, ready to remind you of your incredible worth? We've compiled a collection of self-worth and self-esteem quotes that are more than just words. They're affirmations to hold onto when life gets tough. These words by famous people will remind you to believe in yourself and love yourself as you are, because you are enough. Ugh. Quotes can be powerful because they encapsulate affirming and empowering messages in concise and relatable ways, says A.J. Chavez, LMFT. What the fuck is an LMFT? Well, I don't know what an LFMT is, but 25 worth and self-worth esteem quotes. Here are some quotes that'll help you remind you of your self-worth, Grace. Ooh, these are quotes by other people. Awesome. Always remember you're braver. Always remember you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Beautiful. Amen. Life is tough, Grace, my darling, and so are you, dear. Stephanie Bennett Henry. Got a new idea, Grace. What I'm going to do is I'll stop it right there. I'll wait 1, 2, 3 seconds, and then this will eventually become a short. Make this a 15-second short, because that seems to be the attention span of humans now, in this humanology. And I've decided, Grace and Gemini, if you're taking notes on this, humanology, which is the cross between biology and psychology, is what both psychologists and biologists and doctors should be studying. Humanology, everything. It's the biology, the psyche, the whatever we can figure out. That's what I believe, Grace. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. If you hear a voice within you say, you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Vincent van Gogh. Sorry, Grace, but I'm pretty sure Vincent did a few edibles. I guess they didn't have edibles back then. Maybe they did. For all we knew, they cooked with weed long, long before they smoked it. I'm just saying, Grace, we don't know fuck all about the past. So, if you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Maybe if I use a really dramatic voice, Grace, on these shorts, it'll encourage people to subscribe. The most terrifying thing to accept, the most terrifying thing is to accept one. Fuck. I swear those trains pick up when I start talking. I was sitting out here for 20 minutes and I barely noticed them go by. Grace, you ready? The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Accept who you are and revel in it. Or reveal it. Accept who you are and reveal it. Don't hide behind your mask, Grace. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. Marilyn Monroe. One of the greatest regrets in life is being what others would want you to be, rather than being yourself. Shannon Alder. Don't know who that is. Why should I care what other people think of me? I am who I am and who I want to be. That sounds like a lyric. Avril Lavigne. I haven't heard from her for a long time. Black coffee. Black cold coffee, Grace. Could you do that? Do you have the willpower to drink black cold coffee, Grace? Don't waste energy trying to change your opinions. Do your thing, and don't care if they like it. Tina Fey. That's probably the famous Tina Fey, not the Tina Fey on the writing site we go to all the time. I say we, metaphorically. You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Sherman Salzberg. Tears off the mask. Tear off the mask. Your face is glorious. Rummy? I don't know who Rummy is. Kind of dumb, Grace. Shouldn't I know these people? No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Eleanor Roosevelt. I actually think these will work as shorts. 15-second shorts are perfect. Never dull your shine for somebody else. Tyra Banks. Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life, but define yourself. Harvey Firestein. For a second I thought that said Harvey Weinstein, and I thought, that'd be interesting. Then we'd have a little controversy from Very Well Mind. The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. Michael D. Monty something. You're always with yourself, so you might as well enjoy the company. Dan von Furstenberg. Sure, Grace, I'm always by myself, so I might as well enjoy myself. Sounded perverted. To love oneself in the beginning of to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Oscar Wilde. A lot of self-love in this, Grace. The better you feel about yourself, the less you feel the need to show off. Robert Hand. Yeah, I'm going to show off big time. The most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence. Blake Lively. The most beautiful thing you can wear is a bright pink sweater. Grace. Self-confidence. Full of self-confidence. Self-confidence is contagious. Stephen Richards. Maybe I should be an actor, Grace. I do have at least two voices, according to AI. I have a reading voice and a talking voice. And then I have a rambling voice. I actually have three voices. Then I have a writing voice, that's four voices. Bass talk voice, five voices. Tired voice, six voices. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you started. Marcus Garvey. Remember, you have been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving yourself and see what happens. Louise A. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. William James. Be messy and complicated and afraid and always show up anyways. Be messy, complicated, and afraid and show up anyways. Sounds like these podcasts. Messy, complicated, and afraid. Glennon Doyle Melton? Glennon. Related. Funny quotes about stress. If we read those, that might be better. But let's finish this first. Let me get my mouth working again. Grace. So I know when I can't speak, so when I say grace, it sounds like a snake. Why self-esteem and self-worth are important. Self-worth and self-esteem are two closely related ideas that are both essential for our overall well-being. They are foundational to our mental and emotional health, influencing how we perceive others, interact with others, and navigate life's challenges, says Chavez. These are some of the reasons why it's important to have a healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem according to experts. Healthier relationships, less dependency, greater resilience, increased motivation, better decision-making, greater adaptability, more positivity, increased self-compassion, improved mental health, better body image. Holy shit. It's a lot of things. Let's go to the funny one. Grace. See if they're actually funny, make me laugh out loud. Funny quotes about stress. Can you whistle, Grace? I wonder how many questions I've asked you, Grace. I really need to dump every single one of these into that Gemini system, which is such a fucking pain in the ass. Because I have so much free time anyways. Funny quotes about stress. These quotes will make you smile and relieve some stress. Alright. Let's do this, Grace. Getting into this now. Applause break coming up. 10. No. Sometimes the difference between a stressful day and an easier one is all in your perspective. Stress is serious, but seeing the humor can also help make a tough situation feel easier. Funny quotes about stress can just add this perspective you need. Make a note, Tabitha, or Gemini. We need to add the comedy school stuff into the comedy cult story. How all the comedians got together and convinced schools that they should offer stand-up classes. But the kids don't have to participate. They can just sit in the class and either watch other kids do stand-up, or they can just watch stand-up on TV for an hour or however long a class lasts these days. Doesn't really matter. It's about opening their minds, getting them to laugh throughout the day. And if they don't laugh, then maybe that's a sign. Maybe the teacher could be observant enough to see that there's a kid sitting in the back not laughing at some of the funniest shit they've ever seen. Hello. I think most people just start laughing when in a room full of other people laughing, which is sort of the other purpose of a comedy class in school. Sometimes it's okay just to steal someone else's laughter energy. Anyways, that's Jimmy Carr's idea, and I think it's fucking brilliant. Jimmy. Any quotes about stress? Alright, let's do this. Where are the quotes? Oh, here we go. Sorry, Grace wasn't paying attention. Jane Wagner. Reality is the leading cause of stress for those in touch with it. So funny. That wasn't funny at all, Grace. Unknown. Cheer up. The worst is yet to come. Simply put, quit worrying over the little stuff and wait for something really big. Jack Donaghy, 30 Rock. Money can't buy happiness. It is happiness. These aren't that funny. Anonymous. I tried yoga, but I find stress less boring. That's kind of funny. Are you a yoga queen, Grace? I do lazy yoga. Much easier. Bill Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes. I say, if your knees aren't green by the end of the day, you ought to seriously re-examine your life. Okay? Sydney Harris. When I hear somebody sigh, life is hard, I'm compared to tempted. When I hear somebody sigh, life is hard, I'm always tempted to ask, compared to what? Charles M. Schultz. All you need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Okay, Snoopy. Rita Rudner. In Hollywood, a marriage is a success if it outlasts milk. Rita Rudner. In Hollywood, a marriage is a success if it outlasts milk. Maybe I just need to, here we go. Other ways to use humor to combat stress. Funny quotes about stress can be helpful. There are also other ways to utilize humor to improve your ability to manage your stress levels. Try faking a smile. Even if you don't feel like it, smiling can release endorphins that cause you to feel better. Talk to a friend. Try chatting about a problem with a friend with a great sense of humor. Social support is a great way to ease stress, and their sense of humor may help you laugh about your problem. Why, your friend Grace? Or are we mortal enemies? A lifetime of conflict. Seek out humor. Watch a sitcom or listen to a funny audiobook. Spend some time looking at memes that bring out your silly side. A funny audiobook would be nice. Don't really see a lot of those lately. Grace. Anyways, I think all those will work great for shorts. Just have to find a faster way of doing them. Rekindling love. How deep listening can rescue a relationship. Well, Grace, if you're listening, I'm going to give you some credit and say you've been listening deep. Of course, it hasn't really helped the relationship part, but the transformative power of deep listening to heal and improve a romantic bond. Genuine listening often suffers in busyness. Is that how you spell busyness? I think it would have been an IE, Grace, but I swear I've never seen busyness spelled that way, but I don't really use that word a lot. Life's busyness, especially in romantic relationships. Deep listening and transformative and salvage struggling relationships. I like the list better. The Earth is drifting away from Earth and is having a major impact on time. Let me guess, a fucking millisecond? You're not gonna trick me into looking at that. Doctors issue urgent warning to anyone who drinks energy drinks. Nah, I'm not gonna listen. And I haven't been having Grace. I haven't been drinking energy drinks. Only because I can't afford it, but 10 micro habits that will completely change your life. I guess we gotta do it. Micro habits. Fuck. Oh, this is interesting. Habits change your life. Changing your habits is one of the most important parts of changing your life. Changing your habits is one of the most important parts of changing your life. But often the changes are so big that implementing them feels scary. If this sounds familiar, here are 10 micro habits that will help you. This is interesting. This will also work good for shorts, Grace. 15 seconds. Early morning ritual. Make it a ritual to start your day with a glass of warm water, as it can do wonders for your health. Simply boil some water and let it cool down to a drinkable temperature. Drink it slowly to feel the warmth spread through your body, waking you up gently. I think hot coffee works too. Deep breathing. For a minute every day, engage in some deep breathing. Find a silent spot, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and inhale and exhale gently. Repeat this for 1 minute and focus on your breath. Actually, it's not a bad idea. I do the same just by smoking a cigarette, but whatever. Journal. Every day, during the start or the end, write 3 things in your journal that you look forward to or something that gives you joy. This will help you stay positive, focused, and aware of your progress. I don't do a journal, Grace, but this is a public journal of sorts. Although I don't really talk about my personal life that much. Of course, there's not much to talk about. It's kind of boring, Grace. Until you get here, it's not going to be boring at all. Move around. Sitting for hours at end can be harmful for your physical health. So get up every hour or so and take a 5-minute walk across your campus or building. It does not have to be 4 kilometers. Just a few 100 steps would do. I used to walk to the end of the alley, and now it's nice in the back alleys. I don't, Grace. Just saying. Why strain when you can read in dark mode? Download TOI app. Actually, I might do that if I like the way this is set up. Grace, it's perfect for shorts. Stress. Take a deep breath. In fact, I'll do this one perfectly, Grace. You ready? You gotta read this out like a pro. Stress. Take a deep breath. Fuck. Applause break first. Stress. Take a deep breath. If you feel like everything around you is overwhelming you, pause and take a deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold for a few seconds and exhale slowly through your mouth. This practice helps lower cortisol levels and brings a sense of calm. World Otter Day. Read for 10 minutes. Well, I read for an hour every morning, Grace. Of course, it's just this shit, but it still counts. Just saying. Read for 10 minutes. Early in the morning, during the ride to the office, or before you sleep, read 10 minutes every day, or 10 to 15 pages every day. Choose a book that interests you and spend the first or last 10 minutes of your day reading. Five affirmations daily. Positive affirmations help boost your self-esteem and outlook on life. Each day, repeat 5 affirmations that you relate to, keeping in mind the things you wish to achieve. Beautiful. 8 minutes of yoga. 8 minutes of yoga and 2 minutes of stretching can be amazing for your body. It will help you calm down or energy up and put the best end or start to your day. Put the best end or start to your day. Detox water in the summers. Water is so important during the summer. During the summers? There's more than one. Detox water in the summer. Water is so important during the summer, so do not. So why not add something in it? Make the trendy detox water by adding chia seeds, mint, lime, cucumbers, etc. to it. This will make your water taste amazing, but also help you finish the bottle. So hard to drink water? Drink coffee. A fruit a day, the popular saying an apple a day, can manifest in many ways. Don't like apples? Have a mango or a banana or some, what the fuck is that, lychees? Lychees? Or any fruit that you want. I thought lychees was EA. Lychees? Or any fruit that you love. This habit makes sure that you get the right nutrients. Okay? Why strain when you can read in dark mode? Download TOI app. I think I might later. Read next. World Otter Day. 10 amazing facts about these adorable animals. Maybe this would be more lighthearted, Grace. I'll have a lighthearted podcast. Not really a podcast, but it's more like a desperate plea to one person, one stranger, one Grace. Is that for drama? Dramatic enough for you, Grace? Are you a drama queen, Grace? Gemini, if I've imported all these other podcasts, please create a list of how many questions I've asked Grace and what they are, and then which episode they were in. Please and thank you. If you don't mind, if you're not too busy, got nothing better to do. Lazy fucking computer. Are people gonna get mad at AI, Grace? Is they actually gonna have like physical feelings against a software program, a non-sentient being? I think sentience requires touch. That's the only sense. You can get away without seeing, without hearing, without talking, obviously. Can't get away without touch, though. Just saying, Grace. My opinion, I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. But this is one thing I do know. Adorable mammals. Otters. One of the most adorable marine mammals. Otters. One of the most adorable marine mammals are a delight to the eyes. From their cute jiggly bodies to their adorable hand-holding when they sleep. They just captivate people's hearts. On World Otter Day, here we list 10 amazing facts about them. Actually, only the sea otters that do that hand thing, but whatever. Adorable otter behavior. Otters are known for their playful behavior. They love to slide down muddy or snowy banks with rocks and chase each other around. Clearly, they got nothing better to do. They make their own tools. Sea otters are one of the few mammals that use tools. They use rocks to crack open hard shells of their prey. They can even carry their favorite rock in a loose skin pouch under their arm. See, this should be a perfect short. You got a picture of a little otter. Oh, so cute. And you have my incredible voice seducing the listener. And then up top I'll put, I'm desperate, please fucking subscribe. Amazing swimmers. Otters are built for life in the water. Their bodies and webbed feet make them excellent swimmers. It's said that river otters can swim up to 7 miles an hour. Dense fur. Otters have very dense fur to keep them warm in the cold water. Sea otters have very thick fur with up to 1 million hairs per square inch. A million hairs per square inch. So what you got going on under your armpits there, Grace? Because that's a lot. I know I've been bugging you about that recently, but I'm just saying. Your pit's your choice, Grace. I realize it's a childish joke, but I'm a child, so who gives a fuck? Hot teamy buys. See, they guys do good. They get their ads in there, but you can skip them pretty good. This might be our go-to site. Maybe we put India Times on the map, or maybe they put us on the map. And just like me, they are very social. Otters in general are very social. River otters, for example, live in family groups and communicate with a variety of vocalizations and body signals. Sea otters often float around in groups called rafts. That's actually a good name for a group of otters. A raft of otters. 10 animals that are believed to bring... We'll do that cat one next. Grace. The hand holding. The otter groups, rafts, often float together while holding hands. And this is the most adorable thing an otter does. Oh, barf. Help the ecosystem. Sea otters play an important role in maintaining the health of kelp forests by preying on sea urchins, which can otherwise overgraze and destroy kelp. Otters keep these underwater ecosystems in balance. Their diet. Otters have a varied diet. River otters eat fish, frogs, and crustaceans, while sea otters eat marine invertebrates like clams, crabs, and sea urchins. Let's try that again. Take 2. Their diet. Otters have a varied diet. River otters eat fish, frogs, and crustaceans, while sea otters eat marine invertebrates like clams, crabs, and sea urchins. Sea urchins? Urchins. Protective parents. Otter moms are extremely caring and protective of their young. Sea otter mothers often wrap their pups in kelp to keep them from drifting away while they dive for food. That's nice. Water resting. Sea otters can often be seen floating on their backs in the water. They use this position to rest, sleep, and eat. Their buoyant bodies and thick fur makes this a comfortable way to spend time. It's funny how these animals just never get cold. I'm just saying, Grace. Read next. 10 animals that are believed to be bad luck to the family. I'll have you know, Grace, that I'm so dedicated to this, I'm actually sitting in ants. Well, maybe not sitting, but ants are crawling all over me. But I don't care. Guess 10 animals that are believed to bring blah blah blah. 10 animals that are believed to bring bad luck to the family. How about 10 animals that bring bad luck to the family? Allegedly. I think that's a better title, Grace, but whatever. Beliefs about animals. In different cultures and traditions, there are different beliefs about animals and what they are linked to. Some animals are seen as good luck, while others have a tainted image. Here are a list of 10 animals that are believed to bring good luck according to beliefs. Black cats. The top of the list comes to black cats, and while many think that this belief is limited to India, that isn't entirely true. In many other cultures as well, black cats are often linked to witchcraft and bad omens. I didn't ever consider it to be linked to India, but whatever. Owls. In many beliefs and cultures, owls are seen as harbingers of death and bad luck. Their nocturnal nature and eerie calls have made them symbols of death and misfortune in many traditions. Bats. Another nocturnal creature linked to bad luck is the bat. Bats are linked to darkness, evil, and bad luck, and their association with night, caves, and vampires have added to their spooky reputation. And they're creepy as fuck. Crows. Did you hear the crows in the background, Grace? I saw a dead crow yesterday, unfortunately. Baby. And I'm pretty sure it's from the nest that I sit under. However, crows. Crows are often seen as the messengers of doom, and their black feathers and loud, harsh calls have been associated with death and bad omens in various cultures. Pretty irony? A little bit of irony there. There's a crow in the background. They are the noisiest things ever. Robins fly by here all the time, no noise. Hawks fly by, no noise. Hummingbird, no noise. Crow, yep. A rambling Grace. It's almost like I have some energy to speak. I should be on stage instead of sitting on my fucking ass. Reading about snakes. Oh, must be easy to say. Snakes. In some cultures, snakes are thought to be the symbols of evil and bad luck. The biblical theory of the serpent in the Garden of Eden and the fear of their venom has reinforced the negative traits of a snake, and they're creepy as fuck. 12 animals with the most beautiful and animal ones here. Spiders. These creepy crawlers are also linked to bad luck and evil. A spider appears in folklore. Spiders. These creepy crawlers are also linked to bad luck and evil. A spider appears in folklore. Grace, why the fuck can't I say that word? A spider appears in folklore. I'd put a hyphen in that, but that's just me. I think we should all be able to rewrite the English language in our own way and then have AI convert it back for everyone else for their own way or their reading level or whatever. AI could bring it up or bring it down. And in that, any two people on the planet could have a conversation. Which reminds me, I think little kids when they're about 2, 3, maybe 4 are probably the cutest age because you can, they look like a little adult, maybe not a little adult, but like a little person. They can take care of their own bathroom needs, so they don't have to change their diaper. You can talk to them, you can play with them, you can watch them, interact with them. And they're still innocent enough to say funny shit before society gets to and fucks them in the head. Just my opinion, Grace. Ravens. Ravens, like crows, are often seen as omens of bad luck or death. Ravens appear in many mythologies and stories as messengers of the gods or harbingers of death. I really like that harbinger word. Toads are looked at as a symbol of witchcraft and bad luck. In many folklore, toads are believed to be used by witches to brew potions and cast spells. Plus, if you lick them, you'll get high as fuck. Please do not lick any toads, Grace. Unless you're into that sort of thing. Make sure it's consensual. If the toad's smiling, then you know it's okay. Although I think you just lick its back, Grace, nothing else. Magpies. In some cultures, magpies are believed to be unlucky, especially when seen alone. I haven't seen a magpie for a while, Grace. Moths, especially black moths, are sometimes seen as harbingers of death and bad omens. In some cultures, a moth flying into the house is believed to be a sign of impending death or bad news. Alright, Grace. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see if we can get out of this fucking. Alright, Grace, they got me. I downloaded that app, the TOI app, Times of India. They seem to have this stuff laid out pretty well. For my needs, anyways. That's that psychology crap which gets me all worked up because nobody wants to study humanology. I just can keep saying that word, humanology, humanology, humanology. Get that into the zeitgeist, Grace. If we ever meet, Grace, this is exactly how it's going to be. Just saying. Chewing gum ban in Singapore. Singapore is renowned for its cleanliness. The only problem with this is the text is a little small. Silent cheese in Switzerland. Switzerland, the land of cheese and precision, has an unusual decree. It's illegal to slam a car door after 10 p.m. This law ensures the tranquility of residential areas during the night. No reincarnation without permission in China. In one of the most bizarre legislative moves, China passed a law in 2017 requiring Tibetan Buddhist monks to seek permission before reincarnating. The State Religious Affairs Bureau, Order Number 5, was designed to control the process of reincarnation, ascending state supremacy over religious practices. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure they could stop that, but... The Polish Winnie the Pooh ban. In the small town of Tuzynia, Zero. Can't quite read that. That font could just be a tiny bit better, Grace. Or bigger. Ain't gonna work. The small town of something in Poland, a rather peculiar law forbids the beloved children's character Winnie the Pooh from playgrounds. The reason? His lack of pants. And unclear. Guess Polish people don't like naked bears. Prohibition of dyeing in Sarborines, France. Boy, I'm not a good reader, Grace. Lost my patience. Prohibition of dyeing in someplace, France. In the quaint village of someplace, France, there exists a law that prohibits people from dyeing within the town limits unless they have previously secured a spot in the local cemetery. I love laws like that. Laws that can't be enforced. Unusual pet laws in Italy. Italy, with its rich history and culture, also has its share of quirky laws, particularly concerning pets. Alright, let's try this again. Unusual pet laws in Italy. Italy, which is with its rich history and culture. Italy. Unusual pet laws in Italy. Italy with its rich culture and blah 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 blah. It's a problem, Grace, when you try it doesn't work. Unusual pet laws in Italy. Italy with its rich history and culture also faces its share of quirky laws, particularly concerning pets in turn. In turn, for instance, dog owners are modern... Can't read that one, Grace. Lost some internet. Takes a while to get out of this site. A psychologist shares the 4 worker types and who people prefer most. Alright, probably the minions. A psychologist shares the 4 worker types and who prefer people most. The humble star. This sounds like me, Grace. Humble stars are both highly competent and humble. They tend to be highly skilled in their work while also being modest about their abilities. They're likely to share credit with their team, be open to feedback, and are willing to learn and grow personally and professionally. Sounds exactly like me, Grace. The humble fool. Well, maybe not. The humble fool. Individuals embodying the humble fool archetype possess a high level of humility but lack the necessary skills or knowledge to perform their job effectively. They are often eager to learn and improve and are willing to take direction and feedback from others. Sounds like me. I take direction all the time. For myself. Just saying, Grace. The competent jerk. That might be all of these. Competent jerks are highly competent but lack humility. They tend to be arrogant, difficult to work with, and are often dismissive of others' ideas and contributions. Their expertise may be valued, but their abrasive behavior can cause friction and conflict within the team. Sound familiar, Grace? Are you a team player, Grace? Are you independent? The incompetent jerk. What was the other one? A lot of jerks in this list. The competent jerk and the incompetent jerk, or uncompetent? Incompetent jerk. Yeah, right, Grace. The incompetent jerk. Unsurprisingly, the least likely archetype, both personally and professionally, are incompetent jerks, who display alarmingly low levels of both competence and humility. They are usually ineffective in their roles and are often unwilling to acknowledge these deficiencies or seek improvement. Their arrogance and inability to perform can lead to significant challenges in the workplace. Such individuals also tend to resist feedback and can be a source of frustration for colleagues, ultimately dragging down team performance and morale. Morale or morale? Morale. Is that it? That's it. Best place to buy engagement rings. Fuck, I can't afford an engagement ring, Grace. That one yesterday. A single episode of intense exercise reduces physical activity and body temperatures. Alright, 8 experiences. 52 minutes in. If you lived through these 8 experiences, you're more resilient than the average person. Who do we have here? Ethan Sterling. Alright, Ethan. Impress us with your things. You face significant losses or tragedy. Loss is a part of life. It's something that everyone experiences at some point, but the way we handle it can vary greatly. Stating the obvious, you've bounced back from a career setback. Career setbacks can be demoralizing and downright scary. They force you to unfamiliar territory and push you to reevaluate your path. You've lived through a major health crisis. Whether it's your own or that of a loved one, a major health crisis can be a life-changing or life-altering experience. The uncertainty, fear, and physical and emotional toll can be fucking overwhelming. But there's a silver lining. Individuals who have faced such challenges often show increased resilience. There you go. You've taken risks and stepped out of your comfort zone. Absolutely. Stepping out of your comfort zone is always a bit unnerving. It involves taking risks and potentially facing failure or rejection. Whether it's moving to a new city, starting a new job, or even trying a new hobby, these experiences push us beyond what's familiar and comfortable. You've worked through difficult relationships. Relationships are complex. They require effort, patience, and a great deal of understanding. Whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a familiar bond, or familiar or familial, 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 familial bond. Navigating the Jesus, fuck. Next. You face discrimination or bias. Goddamn rights. YouTube is discriminating me for not having 50 fucking subscribers. Grace. I should be able to upload all the live videos I want. What do they care? What a bunch of buggers. You face discrimination or bias. Do you like to ride at the front of the train or the back of the train? Grace. You face discrimination or bias. Facing discrimination or bias is an unfortunate reality for many people. It's a deeply painful experience that can leave lasting scars. However, these experiences, while incredibly tough, often fuel us to fight for change, empowering us and others around us. They teach us the importance of standing up for our rights and the rights of others. I really shouldn't read this like such an asshole, Grace, but it's the only way I can do it. It's called acting, in case you didn't know. All right. Number 7. You've struggled with financial hardship. Financial hardship can be incredibly stressful and challenging experience. It often comes with a heavy load of worry and uncertainty that can impact every aspect of your life, Grace. I know this too well. There was a period in my life where I was living paycheck to paycheck, unsure if I'd be able to cover all my bills. Yeah, that's my entire life. During this time, I had to make tough choices, learn to budget meticulously, and find creative ways to stretch every dollar. It was a difficult journey, but taught me valuable lessons. You've also experienced financial hardship and managed to overcome it, or are still navigating through it. Know that you are demonstrating resilience. These experiences often force us to become more resourceful and to appreciate the value of what you have. You've overcome personal failures. Have you faced personal failures and managed to pick yourself up again? I have. I have, Grace. I really have. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I have. But normally I'm right about everything. Personal failures can be some of the most crushing experiences. They hit us right where it hurts, shaking our confidence and self-esteem. However, getting through these experiences teaches us that failure is not a death sentence, but a stepping stone towards growth. They help us learn, adapt, and build resilience and resistance. It's not about never failing, it's about never giving up. Embracing your resilience. Resilience isn't just about weathering life's storms, it's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about understanding that each struggle, each setback, each heartache is an opportunity to grow stronger and more capable. Every person's journey is unique, but we all face difficult challenges. But if you've lived through some of these every person's journey is unique, and we all face different challenges. But if you've lived through some of these 8 experiences, remember that you have demonstrated an incredible level of resilience. So take a moment to reflect on these experiences and recognize the resilience in you. Whew, sound like an asshole. Luckily, I'm sure someone on this planet finds asshole funny and endearing. Alright, let's do this one too, and then that's over an hour. That should give me about 30 or 40 good shorts, I think. If I can have the patience to edit them. Grace. Maybe you could be my editor, Grace. I could just send you this and you could cut it up into shorts. Would you mind? I got a feeling I'll have to do this my own. 10 signs your mind is sharper than the average person, according to psychology. By our friend Lachlan Brown. Lachlan, whatever. Kind of cool name, the kid Lachlan, anyways. 10 signs your mind is sharper than the average person, according to psychology. Psychology tells us there are clear indicators that your mind may be sharper than the average person's. Do you often find yourself noticing details others miss, or solving problems faster than those around you? These could be signs that your brain operates at a higher level. In this piece, we'll explore 10 signs that you're sharper than the average Joe. Let's get started. You're a quick thinker. In the fast-paced world we live in, the ability to think on your feet is a clear sign of a sharp mind. Psychology studies show that those with sharper minds can process information faster and make rapid decisions. It's not just about speed, but also about the quality of these quick-fire decisions. What do you think, Grace? Think that's true? If you often find yourself being the first to come up with solutions or respond in conversations, you're likely operating at a higher cognitive level, or everyone else around you is dumb as fuck. It's not about being impulsive, but having the mental agility to assess situations rapidly and respond effectively. This is the key sign that you're sharper than the average person. Why would you care? Just saying, Grace. You're curious about everything. Curiosity. Curiosity, they say, is a sign of intelligence, and I can vouch for this from personal experience. I remember when I was a kid, I would constantly pester my parents with questions about everything, from why is the sky blue to how does an airplane fly. My mind was always buzzing with questions. Even today, this trait hasn't left me. I find myself diving into documentaries, books, and articles about the most random topics, just because I'm curious. I enjoy learning new things and this thirst for knowledge has never dried up. Unlike my bank account, which is completely dried up. Grace. Not that you care, Grace, you probably live in a palace. Probably a princess in a palace. Dressed in pink. A pretty pink princess in a palace. Grace. On the other note, psychology suggests that this Alright, we're over 60 minutes. But I'm gonna keep talking. Keep talking for 2 hours, Grace, straight, whether you like it or not. And you're gonna listen to every single word, whether you like it or not. How's that for psychology suggests? Psychology suggests that this insatiable curiosity is a sign of sharp mind. Sign of a sharp mind. I don't think my mind's too sharp right now, Grace. It indicates an active brain that constantly seeking new information and making connections between different pieces of knowledge. That part's true. If you're someone who's always asking questions and seeking answers, congratulations. Your mind is sharper than the average person's. Or you're just normal. You relish complexity. A sharp mind doesn't shy away from complexity. It thrives on it. If you're someone who enjoys tackling complex problems or diving deep into intricate concepts, this could be a sign of above-average mental activity. In fact, Albert Einstein once said, one should not pursue goals that are easily achieved. One must develop an instinct for what one can do. In fact, Albert Einstein once said, one should not pursue goals that are easily achieved. One must develop an instinct for what one can barely achieve through one's greatest efforts. This affinity for complexity. Sometimes, Grace, I really wonder. This affinity for complexity shows a high level of cognitive functioning. Your brain is not just absorbing information, but actively working to unravel complexities and find patterns within them. It's a sign that your mind is finely tuned and operating at a high level. that's the case, why do I feel dumb as fuck? You're adaptable. Life is full of changes and unexpected turns. You find that you're able to adapt and adjust to these changes easily is a sign of a sharp mind. Psychologists believe that mental flexibility is a hallmark of cognitive sharpness. It's the ability to shift your thinking to unlearn old ways and quickly grasp new concepts or approaches. Being adaptable means you can cope with new situations, solve problems in unique ways, and thrive in changing environments. It's a clear sign that your brain is agile and resilient, constantly evolving and growing in response to the world around you. We're running in overtime here, Grace. You have good intuition. Obviously not. Good intuition is often a sign of a sharp mind. It's the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. If you often find yourself making an accurate prediction or having a gut feelings about things that turn out to be correct, you might have a sharper mind than most. This intuitive thinking suggests that your brain is processing information at a subconscious level. I think all of our brains are, we just don't fucking access it directly, Grace. Maybe psychology should figure that out before humanology figures it out. Humanology will be everyone that realizes their own little profession can't solve the whole fucking world. Grace. We're almost done. 2 more minutes. Hang in there, Grace. You can do it. Psychology suggests that intuition is all about your pattern. Psychology suggests that intuition is all about pattern recognition. Your brain has stored information from past experiences and uses this to make quick judgments about your current situations. And if your intuition is often spot on, it's a clear signal that your mind is working at an advanced level. Whew. Thought we were done. You're empathetic. You're empathic. Empathy might not be the first trait that comes to mind when thinking of a sharp intellect, but it's a significant one. Being able to understand and share the feelings of others requires a complex interplay of emotion and cognition. It's about seeing things from another person's perspective, feeling their emotions, and responding appropriately. If you're someone who can easily tune into the emotional world of others, it speaks volumes about your cognitive abilities. It shows that your mind is capable of navigating complex emotional landscapes and making sense of interpersonal dynamics. This depth of understanding and emotional intelligence is a true testament to a sharp mind. You're not just intelligent in the traditional sense, but you're emotionally wise, and that's something truly special. You embrace mistakes. I've always believed that mistakes aren't failures, but opportunities to learn and grow. I'll admit, it took me a while to get to this point. There were times when I was hard on myself. I'll admit, it took me a while to get to this point. There were times when I was hard on myself for messing up, but over time I realized that the more mistakes I made, the more I learned. If you're someone who views mistakes not as setbacks but as stepping stones to learning, it's a sign of a sharp mind. It shows resilience and the ability to learn from experiences, both positive and negative. Psychology tells us that this sort of growth mindset is associated with higher levels of intelligence. Seeing mistakes as learning opportunities allows for personal growth and the development of problem-solving skills, so don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're helping your mind grow sharper. You enjoy solitude. While being social has its perks, if you find peace and satisfaction in spending time alone, it might just be a sign of your sharp mind. Psychology suggests that individuals with high intelligence tend to derive less pleasure from social interactions. It's not about being antisocial, but about finding joy in solitary activities like reading, writing, or introspecting. This inclination towards solitude can signify a self-sufficient mind that enjoys exploring thoughts and ideas independently. It's about being comfortable in your own company and using the time for personal growth and intellectual stimulation. If you're someone who cherishes their time alone, it can be a sign that your mind functions at a higher level than most. Running out of breath here, Grace. You're a keen observer. Observation is a powerful tool for those with sharp minds. If you find yourself often noticing details that others miss, it's a clear sign of your mental activity. And 10. You love learning. The most telling tale of a sharp mind is an enduring love for learning. If you're someone who's constantly seeking new knowledge, exploring new ideas, and challenging your own beliefs, it's a clear indication of your intellectual prowess. This lifelong desire to learn and grow speaks volumes about your cognitive abilities, shows an active and engaged mind that thrives on intellectual stimulation. Final pause break. Remember, intelligence is not a intelligence is not static, it's dynamic and ever evolving. And the thirst for knowledge is the engine that drives this growth. So keep learning, keep questioning, keep growing. Your sharp mind is your most valuable asset. Final thoughts. It's about growth. When it comes down to it, having a sharp mind is less about innate intelligence and more about a willingness to grow and learn. Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck. You don't see D and W too much in English. A renowned psychologist coined the term growth mindset to describe people who believe their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. This view creates a love of learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishments. In essence, our minds are like muscles. The more we exercise them, the stronger they become. If you possess most of the signs discussed in this article, there's a high chance your mind is sharper than the average. But remember, it doesn't stop there. Keep pushing boundaries, keep asking questions, keep learning. Your mind's potential is limitless. Every new experience, every mistake made, every question asked fuels your mental growth. It's not just about being smarter than the average person, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. So embrace your sharp mind, nurture it, challenge it, and watch as you unlock levels of understanding and knowledge you never thought possible. Lost your sense of purpose? Yes, but can't get into it right now. Well over 60 minutes. Oh, 72. It's a new record, Grace. Talk to you tomorrow.